Okay. All right. We can go ahead and get started, baby.
Let's do this.
All right.
Okay.
So
welcome to the show.
Yes.
Everybody.
Welcome to the show, you all. We are so excited to have you guys with us on the first episode of If I Do This Right. So definitely make sure that you're following the Facebook page, the YouTube page. It's under the podcast name. And we will be having TikToks and Instagram pages open as well. So definitely be looking out for those social media pages.
Oh, yeah. If you build it, you gotta build it slow.
Gotta build it slow. You build it, they will come.
They should come.
They should.
This is the internet.
What? This is the internet.
Yeah, if you have suggestions, comments, questions, want to be on the show, you hit us up. You can message the page or you can email if I do this right podcast at gmail.com. If I do this right podcast at gmail.com. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So let us know if you want to be on the show. So
absolutely.
I mean, this is gonna be a just relaxed show. Y'all just sit back, relax. We're just gonna talk about a few things. Introduce this show and go from there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I guess I should introduce my co-host and comedy relief for the show today. So let's see. Yeah. So Chicago born, Minnesota raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chi-town raised too.
Okay. Insurance guru. Like, this man knows everything about insurance. If you have an insurance policy, he knows how to walk you through it. Owner of Carry On Financial, mortgage lender officer, creator of the Dance Squad, House Squad. Shout out House Squad. Yeah. Background singer, songwriter, arranger, has opened for acts like Drew Hill, Next, Spike Lee, just to name a few. An R&B enthusiast, absolutely. UFC junkie.
Drummer.
Drummer. Oh, I forgot drummer. An amazing dad. And, of course, my homie loving friend, Mr. Darrion Walton.
Right.
Did I do you good?
That was a lot, boy.
Yeah.
I spent a long time around that son.
Oh, yeah. 43 years.
43 years, boy.
Yeah.
All right, let me introduce Iesha.
Yeah.
You guys know me. Some people know me. When you look back on it, like I said, it's the first show. But let me just introduce Iesha. Now, Iesha, this is my co-host right here. Mm-hmm. Now, she is, there you go. She was born in Louisiana, raised in Oklahoma, and now in Texas. She's a senior student coordinator for academics partnerships for over 3 years. She's been in education for over 5 years and the city government for 7. She is the owner and operator of Intentional Connections, IC. Yeah. She also has her MBA, which is an emphasis on strategic communications. You better go. That's really good. And also member of Delta Sigma Theta
Incorporated. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You gotta get it out. Has been in countless plays, MC'd events, mother of 3, and my baby.
Yeah, you did me good.
I do well.
You did well. So now that we got the introductions out the way, for those of you all who may know us separately but not together, let's just kind of tell you guys how we came about getting into this show. First of all, I have been bugging this man for us to do a podcast for months now, for absolutely months now. And the name of this show actually came about because once he said, okay, we'll do a podcast. And I was like, what can we name the show that's unique and that tells a story in a sense? And so got to thinking, and one thing and we'll talk about this a little bit more later on today, but I met D in the midst of a rebuild stage of his life. And one of the things when he would tell me, what he aspired to do and what his goals were, he would say, if I do this right, blah, blah, blah. He said it so much that I was like, I am going to get you a t-shirt. I'm going to get you a t-shirt with if I do this right on that t-shirt.
You know what? And it's funny that you call that back.
Yeah.
Because I forget everything. As soon as something happens, I forget about it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on, especially when you finally decide. So I was like, when you've done a lot, I was like, man, if I do this right, it'll look like this. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of like mentally formulate your future. You're like, oh man, this and this will be this way, this will be that way.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know she even picked that up. I was just talking.
Because you said it all the time.
Yeah, I just said it. I said it all the time. I said it constantly, and I was like, this. I'm gonna put. Sometimes you like, I'm about to burn the bridge and take the land. I'm about to do it right now.
Yeah.
No distractions. Just like you did when you went to get your MBA.
Yeah.
If I do this right,
yeah,
I'll get my master's.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's funny that you picked that up, even though I was saying it a lot. But I was like, yo, I gotta do it. I gotta crush this.
Yeah. And
so I'm at a time where I gotta.
Yeah. So that's the theme of the show. And because we wanted a show that not only highlighted us, because of course we're going to be talking about relationship aspects today, but we wanted a show that highlighted decisions that people make, how you get to that point of making the decisions. I think this season we have a strong lineup for you guys, where you'll get to hear stories and share your own stories, or just communicate back with us about, decisions that we made. Because like Dee and I talk about all the time, life is about choices, and our choices formulate our path and formulate our lives. And so that's the concept.
You know what's so funny about choices? Every choice makes tomorrow.
Right.
Every choice that I made, like either made my tomorrow great, mm-hmm. or screwed it up.
Right. Absolutely.
It did one thing or the next.
Absolutely.
Like when you say, like when you do something that's really messed up, like you messed up. Let's say you got called in the office, or they rate you up, or they put you on a final. And it's because of the decisions you made before you. And if you working, some people working, some people own their business. Let me tell you something. Working is working. You work for a company, 8 hours, get paid. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Owning a business, you never stop working. Like people who own multiple businesses, all hands on deck.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how people.
You're your boss. You're everybody else's boss.
You wear so many hats.
You wear so many hats.
You just everywhere. Now, just imagine that decision before. You know what you have to do to make a decision to be in business for yourself. You gotta believe. You gotta, I'm talking about, everybody say believe in yourself. Yeah, that's cool until something happens and you figure out, how much you believe in yourself. But as soon as you make that decision to go into business for yourself, it becomes a whole different story. And you can't tell nobody, you can't talk to everybody about it.
Yeah.
Because people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I'm in my business, blah, blah, blah. And I work, 7 days a week, and I get up at 5 a.m. and people are like, what?
Yeah.
You need some rest. It's like, no, I can't rest. This thing needs this type of energy. So
late nights, early morning.
I'm telling you, so this right here, we're gonna tap into a lot of people who just want to do things, who just made that switch over to say, if I did this right, what did this look like? And they might be in their careers already. Like, what was that point where you just said, yo, I got to put all into this or else it's done.
Yeah. That's good. So, of course, today we are going to talk about, I know I've gotten a lot of conversation, a lot of questions about us, our relationship, how we met, and things of that nature. And Dee and I, let's just start from the jump. D and I, neither one of us was looking for a relationship when we started dating or when we met each other. I was building a man. I was playing Build a Man. I was having me a man for dates. I was going because I had grown very tired of the dating scene. A little bit background about me for you guys that don't know. I was married for 16 years, had gotten a divorce, had dated a couple of people, not too many people seriously because what I aspired for my life looked very different than what I was getting and the feedback that I was getting. He wasn't looking for nobody.
Wait a minute, no, I'm gonna tell my own. I tell my own.
Okay,
story.
go for it. Go for
I'm
it.
gonna tell my own
Tell your
story.
story. Tell your story, bro. Tell your story.
I'm gonna tell my story. No,
All right.
are you finished?
Go ahead. Tell your story. Your insert story here.
Your story. All right. No, I wasn't looking for anybody. I was actually. I was on that. I was on my hustle. I was rebuilding.
He's rebuilding. So, liked a picture. We met on Facebook dating. You liked the picture of mine. You started this. I just want, for the record, let the record show he started this.
Who? What?
You started this. You liked my picture.
You know what?
Did you not?
Do you know how Facebook dating works?
No. Did you like? Did you like my picture?
Let me tell you how Facebook dating works. You take your thumb right here. You put your thumb down. You can swipe it to the left. You can swipe it to the right. You swipe. Mm-hmm. You got a right swipe.
So you right swiped. You was not looking for a relationship, but you right swiped.
I mean,
yes or no?
Check this out. Check this out. It may say Facebook dating, but you just be on there. You don't be on there. You just.
Okay.
It's something to look at. It's entertainment.
Okay.
It's something to look at.
And so I usually don't comment to guys' pages who don't say anything to me.
I mean, wait a minute, let's back up. The people that was on there, it's comedy gold. It really is.
Yeah.
But you just have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? It was just fun. And I wasn't like I said, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't reach out and be like, yeah, what you doing tonight at 8 o'clock?
No, you didn't. You didn't say nothing at first. And I waited for him to say something.
Because that's not how you get on there. You get on there and you just
That's not how you got on there.
You get on there and you just.
That's not how you got on there. That's not how you got on there.
Yeah, I didn't get on. I don't get on there to talk. Well, I didn't.
I don't get on there to what? Say it. Don't finish what you was about to say.
I wasn't trying to talk to nobody.
He wasn't trying to talk to nobody. He just said what I.
You know what? It's not my fault. You know what his fault it is? It's Mark's fault. Mark Zuckerberg. You know why? Because I get a notification, right?
Okay.
I'm minding my business.
Right.
Eating cereal.
Right.
Corn. What's that?
Cornflakes?
No, Cocoa Puffs. No, I don't eat cornflakes. I don't know who eat cornflakes. I don't eat cornflakes. I eat Frosted Flakes. I don't eat cornflakes.
I like Frosted.
You like cornflakes?
I like.
You put sugar in there.
Yeah.
You let the sugar go to the bottom when you done, and then you try to drink the milk, and the sugar hits you in the back of the throat. So I was on there.
Right.
Where was I at?
You was blaming Mark.
All right, so it's Mark's fault. I'm chilling, right? I forgot to even set it up, and
you got this notification.
I got the notification. I'm like, oh, okay,
sure. So
and then that's when you get on it,
right? So he got on. He liked my picture, and I was waiting for him to say something to me. He did not.
I didn't say nothing.
But at first I was like, I'm not official like his profile, but then I went and read his profile, and it was so funny and straightforward to me that I said, let me say something. And I remember that was the first thing I said was, I commented on how funny his profile was.
It was crazy.
Okay.
Again, I was just on there having a good time.
Right. So
having fun.
Months pass. And we're getting to know each other. I think we talked all that day. And we continue to get to know each other. Now, again, I say that we came from completely different backgrounds. I came from a background where, even though I was divorced, I always wanted to be married. I did not, I did not design. When I saw my life as a married woman. Everything that I seen growing up spoke to being married and having a family and having the 2.5 kids and the white picket fence. I wanted the American dream.
Where you read that at?
Where
Like what got you convinced? That's what I mean. Like,
what got me convinced?
Yeah,
It was what I saw growing up.
So that was your story. Like you wanted that.
I wanted that.
What made you want that?
Because I had seen it in my life. Not that my mom and dad had so much of a successful relationship, but they had, even with that, they had been together 20 something years.
20 something years.
Yeah, my uncles and aunts, and I can only speak to my mom's side of the family because I don't know a lot of people on my dad's side of the family, but they were all married and had been married for years. Like that's all I knew. Wow. And so in my mind, that was the life I was supposed to have. I didn't know there was you graduate high school, you go to college, you get married, you have your family. In that order. There was no deviating from that plan. That's what I saw.
So that's what, when you grew up, they was telling you this. You was taught, like when you was in your sponge years.
I don't know if I was specifically told that or if it was an expectation that I had for myself. But
would you say you traditional? Like was this a traditional way of like your household back then?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's what I expected. I lived around people who were married.
You know what's so funny now that you bring that up?
Yeah.
Because back in the day, we had family. Back in the we got family now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, we had family. Like it was real. You had grandma, the main source.
Grandma was always the nucleus of the family.
Always the nucleus of the family, and you had and you just knew that you it was whatever situation in the household was just love. It was love. Church was big.
Yeah.
And certain privacy was big too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
Like that was huge.
Yes. So that was my background. Now, you did not come from your mindset was totally different.
My mindset's totally different. I am I'm not big on talking about relationships. I'm more logic than that. I'm like, okay, certain things didn't work out, whatever. That's my take on it. It worked great, it didn't work out. Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving. However, what did strike me was just how I dealt with just people, because when you meet somebody, you just the environment is like, okay, I meet somebody, date them, blah blah blah. But as far as like people being mad at me, things like that, I never had that. Never had somebody bust out my windows or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like nothing crazy.
Nothing
it was very, everything in it like respectfully. Mm-hmm. But relationship is not a big topic for me now. Because I think that I started. Like if I want a good relationship, it starts with me. It starts with I'm the guy. I started. If I want somebody to love me, I gotta give the love. If I want if I want to piss somebody off, mm-hmm. I make them mad. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying, like I started. So for me, when things didn't work out, it was more so, hey, this don't work for me.
Yeah.
And I deal with it. So
yeah. So I was in my thought process of not wanting to be with anyone in particular. You were on the roster.
I mean, roster.
He was on the roster. And so, but as I remember the day,
Roster.
this is your face. This just being transparent and open and honest. And he's heard this before, so he's acting brand new to it, but he's heard this before.
Look, I grew up Baptist. You can be open and honest you want to the internet world.
So
y'all gotta find me.
So anyway,
Don't talk to the internet.
All right. So you was on the roster. But I remember definitely the day that I had everybody was texting me, whatever, the little lineup was texting me the generic good morning text messages. And you text me, and I remember getting so excited that you had texted me.
You know,
and I called, no, hold on. I called back. I called my friend Rebecca, and I said, I done messed up now. Because I actually like this dude, because I'm getting excited that he's contacting me. So for me, that was the start of the decision making that I wanted to give us an opportunity. However,
you want to give me an opportunity?
I wanted to give us an opportunity. However, somebody didn't feel the same way.
Nah, focus. Because see, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was
for you.
Yeah, because see, you were coming into it like, oh, I want to give us a chance, and you gotta see. Sometimes when you meet people, like when you met me in my life, I was like, yo, I'm rebuilding. Like, you know, I don't have time. I have no time for this. Like, this is.
You saw relationships as it being a nuisance.
It's a chore.
Yeah.
It's a chore. You gotta and then it. You know, it's so funny. You know what marriage is? Mm-hmm. When dating goes way too far.
See how you at? Oh, see how you at?
No, but so I'm telling you, when a guy figure out what he wants, there's no room to take them off the path to be like, okay, and in relationships, the biggest thing is if they have time. Mm-hmm. Time is like valuable. So if I had time for a relationship, then where am I at? You know, where I'm at financially to have this time to spend. But that's how I think. Right. Other people may think like, oh, you could just merge everything into it, and then you come home one day they gone, or you come home one day they argue at you like, oh, you're not spending enough time with me, blah blah blah. It's like, I'm working. Yeah. So how do you mix work, relationship, and not be distracted, especially if you're trying to climb up successfully? A case in point, when people go, I was watching a movie called Jarhead. I think some people saw it. And the guy went to the military, right? Mm-hmm. And she sent him a tape recorder of something like with the kid. And the tape went like, you know how it kind of like shades out? Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, she was, with somebody else. So it's like, how do you have time to be successful and then have time to be in a relationship? And then some guys be like, man, we got to get success first. And then we can do the relationship second.
So talk to me about what your decision, your get it right was once you decided, okay, I'm going to pursue this relationship. What was your get it right?
So I'm glad you asked that, because I have my way of thinking and God has his way of doing.
Boy, give me some on that. That was good. I like that.
You like that? Yeah. I told you to say that. All right. So God answers your prayers. You just don't know what you pray for. Like when he says, I'll, go, and I'm not trying to do like the whole Bible thing, but he does go after the desires of your heart. And sometimes you'll be like, man, you'll say something out of passion, like, God, I need this.
Yeah.
Then you'll forget about it, and then he'll give it to you, and then you have a decision: should I take it or should I leave it?
Yeah.
And then when you say I leave it, you can't go to God and say you never gave it to me, because when he tried to give it to you, you didn't want it.
Right.
Me, I stopped trying to overthink things, and I just flow with it. So that's what helped me. I don't think God does anything that I haven't asked for. And I started to just, I'm older now. When I was young, I ain't listening. God was whispering in my ear, and I did what I thought. But right now, I don't do that. Right now, I'm more patient, and I just let things flow, and I understand things more.
So what was your I'm gonna do this right? Bridget said that was a good answer, D.
What's up, Bridget? So how I'm gonna do my decision of how I'm gonna do this right is I had to see if you were the person you said you were.
Right.
That was important for me, because I didn't want anyone to be. I didn't have time to be around anybody, doing anything different. Yeah. And then another thing, I did appreciate that you was a part of that the sorority, the Delta Sigma Theta.
Yeah.
Because I grew up.
Yeah.
Watching that, and when you was a part of it, I'm an honorary, Q member.
Yeah.
Because
you love the Q.
if it wasn't, because I grew up around that. I grew up around fraternity style, things, and it was a part of my life. So it's not they tell me it's not too late to pledge and do all of that. But I found my way to get things going to be successful in a different way. But as far as relationship, I had to see what you was about.
What was your accountability factor in that?
Just I don't require much. Just respect and say what you mean.
Okay.
Mean what you say.
So I guess what I'm asking is what was the thing that you were like, this time around it's gonna be different because XYZ. What was that for you?
So I'm gonna go back to my side.
Okay.
It was important that I can still do my successes and have you and give more. It was about me. It wasn't about you.
It was not about me.
Yeah, it wasn't about you. It was about me. It was
like,
it was like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I have my mind set on this. Can I do this with you?
Sure.
And that was the breaking point. Can I do this with you, or are you gonna distract me and do all this stuff and hinder me and not even understand the direction I'm going in? So I was like, can I do it with you? Can I do it without you? And that was the breaking point. When I found that I could do it with you, I was like, psh. I said, yeah. Then now I have to put energy into it, and that's where the decision was like, yo, go hard or go home.
Let's talk about that energy thing, because that's something, we had this conversation the other night.
Well, what about you? What did you feel, in that regard after hearing that type of information? Because I don't know if that's the information you hear from everybody.
And nobody.
But
let's say nobody.
But how did you feel when you ran into me at that time?
Yeah.
When I was like, yo, are you this or are you that? I mean, it was more like a reversal, because that's how women do.
Yeah.
Man, but I was just like, yo, I'm going here. I'm going this way.
Yeah.
I'm not going that way. I'm going this way.
Yeah. It was definitely, it was refreshing. Because I was hearing from you some of the same verbiage that I had heard myself say on the hunt for the right person. What my get it right was, I guess it was personal for me too, because I didn't want to lose myself again the way I had before.
Talk about that.
Ooh, like I said, wanting and only seeing that picture perfect marriage, but also realizing that in that marriage, and this is not a bash session. Let me just say that. But in that marriage, you know, you helped me realize something.
What's that?
He didn't like me. He didn't like me. He did not like me. And
I mean, you came up with that. I mean,
he didn't like me. He didn't like me. And I was not privy to be authentically who I was and am with him comfortably. And this is no bash to him.
No, I mean, it's not a, think about it. Like, it's not a bash to anybody.
Right.
Sometimes it's just that origin point. It's like certain people, what they call it, equally yoked.
Yeah. Come
Some
on, boy.
Some people is yoked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like the famous couples and the couples that we grew up seeing, like the aunties and uncles that stayed together like 27 years. Some people are just yoked up that way.
Right.
Some people may be just temporary yokes. And we don't give them a chance to be like, we don't have a disconnect that's quick enough. You know how companies will be like, hey, you hired, you're a part of the team.
You got
90
90
love
days.
you. Come on here. Yep, you got 90 days to prove yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then the same manager that pumps you up was like, yo, you're terminated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they have a production, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we need, and I know we're humans, I know we give everybody a chance and we feel like they did something to us, but did you actually do something to me because I lack the ability to disconnect from you?
Sure. I will say in that regard, 1000%, that actually I should have disconnected sooner. But you know, when you have kids
is hard.
It's hard. And you're in it, and you have that thought process of you're in it for the long haul.
Because you don't know what's next.
Of course. So moving forward, getting older, experiencing things, I started to realize that the person that I wanted to be, I couldn't be in that relationship. And I realized that I wanted to see, just how I talk about my aunts and uncles being together, my aunts were always active in the community. They had their own careers. My uncles always supported them. They always supported each other. And that's what I was striving for, not even realizing it, because my naive mind thought that automatically came with it, with the marriage. That come with it. We married. That's what we do. Not all the time. That's not all everyone thinks.
That's interesting, because we project. You know what? You know what's so funny about that? You ever talk to somebody and say, hey, you ever seen this show when you was young? And they're like, no. You thought everybody saw it.
Yeah.
I think that's how we
project our frame of life onto other people. That's the only mirror glass that I saw life from.
Yeah.
And so when that didn't work, to this day, I knew that I wanted to be in a relationship that was a friendship as well, and that I could build with this person, and I could
build what? A
lifestyle.
Because I hear that a lot. I hear people want to build.
Yeah.
But then it's
for me, build. Okay, so for me, build is, let's improve our credit. Let's get a house. Let's travel. Let's get healthy. Just do stuff together.
Those are games.
And continue to make each other better instead of building each other down. And that sounds very, what's the word I'm looking for? Picturesque.
You know what's so funny about that? Because now you're tapping into a world that I dabble in.
Yeah.
You know, that part is kind of intimidating.
Which part?
Like, you know, getting into the house market and stuff like that, because everybody that That's why they tell you to get around successful people, because you can't talk the information that you need, or the information that you need to give. Everybody in the room looks different when you talk about build credit. I'm talking in a serious form. Like, hey, did you read that? Build credit, build credit, owning a home. Now, owning a home is simple. It can be simple. It can be hard.
Right.
Me, I had the audacity. I had my property and casualty license. Selling home insurance and auto insurance. Then during the pandemic, I went and got my mortgage license to sell loans, and that's when the market hit 2%. Right now, it's crazy. Right now, the market is around, I think, 6 or 7%, if not higher now, because of inflation, war, that being supported. But we ain't gonna talk about that. What I saw when people, they have programs to make you get a home, right? And here's the good side and the bad side. So you can have, right now, the market says, hey, if you have a credit score of 620, you can get a house, but your interest rate might be a little bit higher, right? That's just on a regular conventional loan. You got to put down 20%, of that loan, of that value. Of that loan amount, and then we'll loan you the rest. We'll loan you 80%. So you come up with 20%, we'll loan you the 80, right? But two things you got to have is you got to have your income and credit. After 2008, when you could just tell them like, oh yeah, I can afford that. Okay, cool. Now you own a house. Nowadays, income credit, right? Now the income. Let me tell you something. People don't think about their homes. Is this going to be your forever home? You got a 30-year.
You're going to turn this into a mortgage show.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not, because I want you to see how complex and intimidating success is. Even if you talk, okay, let's switch that. Even if you're talking about being a singer, even if you're talking about being whatever, success is intimidating because you feel like the new person in the room. You need a team of people around you to
think the same way you do.
To think the same way you do, to soften the blow. Because there's sharks at the top. They're not people who's going to hold your hand. They're not people, they know, they already have their team. You ever, if somebody goes to the NBA, I've heard this story many times, but people don't talk about the back end of it. When somebody goes to the NBA, and shout out to Live Nation for, Jay-Z, he be signing up, NBA people too. They have somebody to get your house. They have somebody to, to look at your accounting, to look at your money. They already have the team. You're successful. You can play basketball, but they already have the team of people. Their team. Now, what if you came into, then that's why all the contracts and stuff is changing, because you need a team of people around you to soften the blow.
Yeah. So take that into the relationship aspect. When
you was going through, and it is something I'm gonna do too. Counseling, wise people, consult with wise people you trust, and people you would have probably knew about your relationship miles ahead of your demise.
I'm a challenge you on that, because I knew, because I was doing all of the things. However, you remember you saying the part about being unequally yoked?
Yeah.
I was with someone who wasn't willing to be present.
Right, but
so in my get it right,
did you ignore the
signs? I ignored it.
You ignored the signs.
Ignored all the signs,
The universe don't work that way. The universe gives us signs.
True.
Now,
absolutely.
you can't make the decision, but you can recognize the signs.
I had the sign before it happened.
Right, but
So
who you just title? Who did you consult with?
Oh, a lot of people.
Right. And did they also? Because when you see the sign that comes back over and over and over again, did they give you a sign to say, "Yo, something ain't right"? Do you see that?
It depends on who I got the advice from. Because remember, I also grew up very heavily indoctrinated in Christianity. And so I had people in my ear who were saying, just pray, it'll get better. God will soften his heart. Just continue to be steadfast, unmovable, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying that as a blah, 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 but I'm saying
well, we all get caught into it. We don't know, and that's my whole thing. We don't know how to pull the plug.
Right.
We don't know. I'm not saying I didn't know how to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody's skilled enough to know. Mm-hmm. Unless you go and get, if you talk to somebody, it's like, yo, something ain't right.
Yeah. So because we're almost at the hour mark. I want to hear from you. I want you to share. How am I going to word this? Because we talked about, the past and getting some stuff, making, how we were going to transition forward.
I don't care about the past.
Okay. What are you actively doing? Or what's the active decisions that you're making? We're talking about relationships. You always try to slide out of the relationship conversation. But we're talking about relationships today. But what are you actively doing?
I think that's my museum. Relationship is the museums of my life. Keep going.
What do you mean by that? Museums of your life.
You go to the museum to study, to look at history. That's okay. The relationship. That's just my museum.
Okay, so what are you doing? What's your get it right now?
Yo,
in this,
my get it right is everything that I want, I'm getting. I don't care, and I don't care. I don't care. I don't have room for distractions. Yeah. I don't have room for nothing. I just want what I want. That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know what's so funny about that? I could have did this years ago. But I caused myself not to want. I wanted something. But
when you said I could have did this years ago, what are you referring to?
Like wanting something.
But you never wanted it with the relationship.
I didn't understand that part. But I knew I asked God stuff in private. But I didn't understand how it was gonna come.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I wasn't gonna fuss over it. You know what I mean?
Over the relationship part?
Yeah, I just didn't know at the time. I didn't know anything. You know how I knew about, you know how I got into a relationship? Just hanging out. There's no manual. It's like, oh, we go with each other. I bet. It wasn't no like manual.
That is absolutely not how you handled me, sir.
I'm older now.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, I just because it wasn't because I wasn't gonna say we went together.
I gotta let that past stuff just
go together.
I gotta
go to 1980.
No, I had to let that past stuff just be locked in the past and just come out of it. That was
a decision.
Yeah, that's
so we talked about decisions.
I didn't have a decision back then. I was just like I said, I was hanging out, but I could not take my pre-years into my adult years. I was just like, yo, I'm done. This is it. I want this. I want this. I want this. I want this. It. And when I make that decision,
that's it.
Everything changed.
You want to know what my get it right is with you?
With me?
Yeah.
What about get it right with you?
No. What my get it right is in this relationship with you. Do you want to know?
Tell me.
get on my nerves. No, it's that I don't want to let you down.
What does that mean?
It means that I strive every day to choose you and to choose to do things to make us better.
But don't you see the magic in that?
Mm.
There was no way you would have felt that way if I was lost. There was no way you would have felt that way if I didn't know what I, at this point, know what I wanted.
Yeah.
You see, it's just and you see me.
Bridget said, "Oh."
No, I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't have known if I don't go hard every day. And every single day with no quit hours, put in the work, and you can see it. And that's what people don't see. People don't see the effort. And then people who, have effort behind it, a whole nother thing is created. And you gotta have the effort. Mm-hmm. Now we're in the beginning, right? We haven't got the years that other people have.
Right,
like,
we're fresh.
Oh, wait till after 2-3 years, y'all gonna hate each other. Blah, blah, blah. Sure. And I'm like, man, after 2-3 years, what if that's the case? Then what do I have to do today
to prevent that from happening?
Not prevent. Mm-hmm. What do I have to do today to make my 2 years better than today? Mm-hmm. And that's the big question. Because,
Bridget said, effort is everything. A lot of people don't understand that. You told me that early on. You said this, and this is good. You told me early on, I could choose to do. I know I could choose to do. I could choose to cheat. I could choose to do a lot of other stuff. But I choose to do what's right because I know what the consequences are of not. Do you remember saying that to me?
Yeah. I study that. I know the law. The law. Let me tell you something. Ain't no free lunch. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell this to everybody. If somebody did something to you, and you thought they got away with it, there's no free lunch. Nobody gets away with nothing. Mm-hmm. So if I'm putting out, and you know it too, you put out a good vibe, the good vibe comes back to you. You put out a bad vibe, or you do something or get over on somebody, something's gonna hit you. It's gonna knock you off your square. Because somebody's up today, you give it time, they might, and you might come up. And that's why he says, like, don't bash people. Just run your course.
Yeah.
Because our lives is important on its own. And if you run your course, we lucky to just have people we run the course with together. Like, hey, let's get in a relationship. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
But a lot of times there's no real essence in a relationship because there's so many people on earth. And there's so many people you may be attracted to or not, and that may be something that you can't get rid of. That little piece, what people complain about, I see them talking about it like, oh, he was looking at the girl or she was looking at the guy, stuff like that. Yo, that's a distraction piece. That's a want or a greed or something like that. Mm-hmm. But you don't know in their past life, they might have had multiple people and made them, they can't kill that bug. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows psychology to say, hey, yo, people want people to be done. Like, hey, are you done? Yeah. Okay, let's get together.
I think
people don't understand. Like, it takes it when you find you gotta seek and find. You gotta find your person.
I think the most important, because people ask. I don't know if you get this question a lot, but people ask me, well, what makes y'all work? Like,
we're in the beginning.
We are in the beginning.
It's the beginning stage.
But
I know people have been together.
We're at the beginning for us, but we're longevity for a lot of people because some people just want to get to the year mark.
No, we're in the beginning. I mean, respect to my people who've been in relationships for
years,
over 10 years, and they still vibing.
Still vibing.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the, Shotty and Shell. They're my favorite
20-something years in.
They're my favorite couple. No, and then shout out to, my boy Lee and Lenise.
Yeah.
Favorite couple. Some stuff work for them, and then some stuff don't work for people. But you have that, and there's times where you want to disconnect. But if it's not on that level, you like, look, we work because the good outweighs the bad, and the bad outweighs the good. If you looking at if you like, man, this dude or this whatever is making my situation bad, that's a disconnect. And I'm not, and like I said too, I'm not speaking on marriage because I don't know, I'm not married, but I'm just speaking on.
I'm not married either.
What? This whole time?
But
you know what I'm trying to say. I forgot.
I think because you always say I have a lot of history in marriage. Not to say that you haven't been married before. You have. I mean, what's wrong with it?
What are you gonna learn from that?
Nothing, but
I failed yet again. Thank you.
No, I failed too.
How does that feel?
How does it feel?
Tell the people my business is. You go ahead.
My point. Oh God.
What's your point?
My point is that we both come from a different spectrum. Is what I'm trying to get at.
We're in the beginning. I think we should respect the fact that we're in the beginning, and we're gonna. I'm gonna do the best that I can. You do the best you can. But we're in the beginning. We're not gonna fool anybody. We're in the beginning.
We are in the beginning. I make no holes about that. We are a year and 6 months in?
You count it?
You get on my nerves.
But look, if we do this right.
You my baby. Hey.
You better go on the street.
We are almost out of time. Do you have anything else that you want to wrap? You can give mortgage advice.
This was, we got a lot of stuff. This is not the show.
Right.
This is just us just vibing. We want to let everybody know, well, thank you for convincing me to do this. Thank
you for agreeing to do this.
Yeah, because I'm busy.
After so many asks.
I ain't got time, but I'm making time. And how can you take time if you don't make time? So here's the thing. This show is going to be different. This show is we're going to pinpoint how people did things right. This show is about Iesha's vision of relationship. We're in the beginning. We're not finna sit here and give advice to people who've been in it for the long haul.
Absolutely not.
Because, go to your psychologist, go to your counselors, work those things out, do what you got to do. But we just want to, we're going to grow.
This is from our perspective.
This is our perspective. We're going to grow as we're supposed to grow. We want you to grow the same way. But there's different levels to this. And I can't speak on a level that's above me. You know what I'm saying, in that regard. But we're gonna try to do this right. Secondly, is make sure you check out wait a minute, hold on. What page am I on? Let me copy off your paper. Wait a minute. What's your paper say? Wait a minute, I'm at the beginning. Let me see.
So
I don't even wear
we
glasses.
are about.
Let me see.
You want mine back here?
No, I don't want your glasses. I can see Martians on Mars.
You know what? That's not true.
I put on your glasses once people were waving at me from the moon.
Read what Bridget said. See, since you can see so good.
Failure is a part of life. You're all going to.
No, you can see.
You're all giving people hope.
We're giving people hope, baby.
Yeah, I embrace failure, man. If you don't learn from, people say. There's something with failure, because any type of failure or mistakes, it comes with the territory. That's what I tell people. Hey, it comes, if you're in something and you fail at it, hey, that comes with the territory. You even trying it out. So
yeah, nothing beats a failure but a try. Miss Sheila used to say that all the time. Nothing beats a failure but a try.
Another thing that beats a failure is quitting.
Yeah.
You know else beat a failure? There's something else beat a failure. Talk behind your back.
So on our next
other failures.
So
So they have a failure like a herd, and then they like. And
just let me know when you're done with it.
Keep going.
Huh?
And other failures go get other failures, and they talk in this failure semicircle about you.
Are you finished?
And you know what else beat a failure? If you catch a failure by himself around the corner with a bat, that you can beat a failure there too. You can beat the hell out of a failure. You can take a failure by the throat.
Okay, so thank you
what
for
you say about me
watching and enjoying this episode with us today. We have thoroughly enjoyed you guys watching us basically chit chat. Our next episode will be next month.
We bring in the power. It's gonna be next month. Who's our guest?
Chris Brown, not the famous Chris Brown.
He is famous
in his own right. But we're bringing on my good friend Chris Brown. He is like a little brother to me. He has an awesome story to share. He is an author. You can go check out his book on Amazon. Don't know the title of it right off the bat.
Wow.
But you can go check out his book, looking up Chris Brown. But he will be on our show next month. We are planning on airing the second Sunday of every month right now, because we both have busy lives, and it took an act of Congress just to get this man to sit down for once a month. So I ain't gonna push my luck. Again, make sure that you are subscribed to the page. We have YouTube. We're gonna have some other social media pages up. Do you have a did you know section to share today?
Yes, I do. So a part of this, I'm gonna have some did you know sections. Did you know there is a website? It's free. It's called Simpleology. It's getting what you want faster. It's free. You can like set up your whole life on there. You can look at 6 months from now your goals. You can look at it's short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. And you can have it on a system that just develops you and gets you there. I've been using Simpleology, and it's a free website. A lot of people don't know about it. So did you know that there was a site out there that's have everything you need? It's free. If you go to LinkedIn and make you pay money, whatever, This is free. Simpleology. They do have a subscription if you want to upgrade, but Simpleology is free. Simpleology, Simpleology.
I like that. We have actually done our goals in Simpleology before.
Yeah, we done our goals in Simpleology.
Yeah.
So check it out. And design your next steps. Some people may need it, some people may not, but like I said, and this is a lot of other stuff that I'm going to share that you all can get into too. So
that's going to be it for today. We're not going to hold you that long on a Sunday.
And another thing too is my friends for up to 5 years. They got a podcast too.
Shell and Shotty. The Shell and Shotty Show.
The Shell and Shotty Show. And I like the intro. It's a show about nothing. Ain't no capping, ain't no dripping, ain't no fucking. Yeah. So check them out because he goes deep and talks about current issues, events that's going on right now. So check out the Shell and Shotty Show. I'll share it. You check my page, I'll share it. So we want to give them props too. Absolutely. Anybody else you want to shout out?
Shout out Bridget. Thank you, sis, for tuning in. I know that a lot of people will be tuning in probably later on, but I want to thank everyone for your love and support. I've had so many people reach out. We have had people reach out to us and say how excited they were about the show.
Yeah, thank you guys for participating.
Absolutely. And just know, like I said, who is that? Jasmine.
Oh, what's up, Auntie?
Love you, Auntie.
We'll be down there. We'll be down there.
Okay, yes, we will be down there soon.
We'll be down there. Yep, I'll let you know.
Yep. So, but again, thank you guys so much for the love and support. We definitely appreciate it. There is more to come. Like I said, next month, Chris Brown, man, make sure that you check that video out. Make sure that you share this video. Leave us some comments. Let us know how you enjoyed it.
We're gonna look back on it. We're gonna remix all of this.
Yeah.
Like, this is just the beginning. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it do what it do.
We have to because we know a lot of people know us separately, but you guys don't know us together. So I think this show gave everybody opportunity to actually see us. Why are you looking at me like that? This
is my listening face. Eat the cake, Anime. Eat that cake.
You see how I stopped laughing?
Why?
Anyway.
It had their day.
Whatever move you make sure that it is a move forward. Until next time, my name is Iesha.
Yo, my name is Darrion. Y'all know me.
And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye, guys.